Okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but this is like the most complicated, low-budget gaming setup of all time. Oh, okay. And, that's all thanks to my Mac not being able to connect Wii remotes. So now I'm playing this on my actual Wii U, and I do not have a capture card. You can already see how much more fluid my movement is. Like, this is just muscle memory. The Wii remote feels so good in my hands already, as opposed to the stupid keyboard. But this is all thanks to, I guess, Apple for not supporting Wii remotes on Mac OS Ventura, or whatever it is. It worked on my old Mac. Wait, I don't need to repeat all this because I guess I'm still uploading that last video, but anyway. This is just all thanks. The reason for this horrible quality gameplay, horrible quality video, I guess the gameplay too, but that's a different thing, is because the Mac didn't want to support Wii Remote connection. And I don't even have to bother explaining all of the reasons why it's not working. It's just not working. Because I already explained it in the last video. But hopefully this does not just like suddenly stop recording. I think I can keep an eye on it. And I'm not sitting directly in front of the gamepad, because if I did that, then when the screen temporarily goes black or something, you might be able to see my reflection. I don't think I should be visible from where I'm sitting. I'm sitting a pretty decent distance away. I don't think that should be able to pick it up. But, yeah. And I haven't done a face reveal yet, so I don't want people to know what I look like when I still haven't done that. Let's try something. Okay, there we go. Okay, well, good enough. Okay. So anyway, I don't want people to know what I look like when I haven't yet done a face reveal. And if you ask me when I will do a face reveal, that is not really on the schedule. Because to do a face reveal, I want to achieve some degree of relevancy. I want to have actual people commenting on my videos that are not just McDonald's Kid All Endings. I want people to watch my other videos, even though I know those are extremely boring and everyone just wants to watch the memes. But I would like it. It would be nice if people watched my other videos, and I had some kind of following where people are actually commenting about the videos. But that's not happening right now, and I don't know if that's ever going to happen, at least not for a very long time. So, until that happens, if it even ever happens, I'm not going to be doing a face reveal anytime soon. A face reveal would be something that you would do if people actually cared about seeing your face, and there was actually something interesting, because you're some kind of creator that's been going on for a while and no one's seen your face, but they're interested. But now I don't even have people commenting on my videos, so I'm not gonna be doing a face reveal until someone actually mentions that. And it can't just be one of the people who actually knows me in like real life and then just says it, because they already know what I look like anyway. So it has to be like if a decent number of people actually start watching my videos and commenting, and then people say something about wanting to know what I look like. But I don't see that happening for a very long time, and it's most certainly not happening right now. So I will not be doing a face reveal anytime soon, unless I inexplicably blow up and people start watching my normal videos, not just McDonald's. But I don't think that's gonna happen. So yeah, no face reveal anytime soon. And what I'm doing now is playing Kirby's Adventure, as you can see. this on my Wii U, my actual Wii U. It is an NES game, but we all know the Wii and the Wii U have this virtual console thing that allows you to play older video games from older Nintendo consoles. So this was... Let's forget about that. This was one of them. And I've had this game. This is one of the games that I grew up with. I'm not going to say how old I am, but... Oh, shit. This was one of the games that I grew up with, and I had it on my old Wii before that broke down due to modding it over and over. You gotta love the lag. Oh, shoot. And I usually don't keep getting one. I don't know how I'm doing that. I've literally never got it 3 in a row all the years I've played this. But I used to play this a lot as a kid, and I would just when people came to my house, I would just play it over and over, even though I had already beaten it. And then this one guy, I remember, he was like, "I've literally seen you play this game 10 times or something like that." And he's like, "I can't even keep track of how many times I've seen you play this game, because I literally just play it every time, because I liked it so much." But yeah, But yeah, now I haven't played it in I don't even remember how long. I literally had to dust off my Wii U, and literally dust it off. I mean, literally take physical dust off of it, because I hadn't used it in so long. I don't remember the last time I used, actually, it wasn't that long ago, but I just use it really infrequently. So it mostly just sits there and collects dust, just like my Nintendo Switch, which I use even less. And that's a whole other story that I don't feel like getting into now. Maybe if I run out of stuff to talk about later. But yes, I literally had to dust off my Wii U to play this game. So I'm playing it. I used the Wii U not that long ago. Well, it was probably a couple months ago by now. But I don't remember the last time I played this game, but I still know how, I'm still going to remember a decent amount of stuff because I used to just play it so much as a kid. So, you could see that the first file was just 100% perfect. I don't know how long ago I did that. I am not going to do that again. What I am doing now is only just going through the game, basically just complete. I swear I never get one that many times. I'm just gonna go through the game, basically complete it the minimum amount of stuff possible, just to basically, I don't know, because I don't really do 100% stuff, and this is a super old game anyway, and this guy's gonna get absolutely destroyed again. But yeah, I'm basically just gonna go through the game relatively quickly, not doing all the stuff required, just the minimum amount required to beat the game. And then I'm gonna get to what I really want to get to, which is Versus Boss. Versus Boss is the boss rush mode that is unlocked when you complete the game, and you don't have to 100% of the game to unlock that, you just have to complete it, beat the last boss. You get the reward that you get for 100%ing the game is the sound test, which just lets you listen to all the different sound effects and music tracks in the game. I never really found that very interesting, but it was still cool to 100% the game as a kid and then unlock it. So as you can probably tell, this is a pretty easy game. It is a Kirby game. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to mess up, but yeah, this is a relatively, not even relatively, it's a very easy game. But it's just fun, you know? I'm still gonna screw up, but this is not a hard game. If anyone with any gamer with a decent level of skill, this is really not a hard game at all. So, I don't know if there's any Kirby game that is, but this one certainly isn't. So, yeah, I'm just gonna quickly go through the game. doing the bare minimum required. And hopefully when my... Well, this is like the most, like I said, this is like the most complicated low-budget setup ever of all time. I sincerely hope that the sound recorder doesn't stop recording when my computer screen goes black, or else I'm gonna have to keep adjusting it, but I'm just gonna check that real quick. Okay, it didn't look like it stopped, so hopefully that doesn't stop. There should be plenty of space on my phone because it's a new phone, and there should be plenty of space on my computer because it's a new computer. So I'm just praying that, because this is like, I'm recording the audio of me talking with my computer while I record my Wii U gamepad with my phone. So I'm kind of hoping that none of the stuff like just shuts off basically. This is like the most greatest hidden on thing of all time. Oh shoot. Okay, yeah, I'm hoping that the stuff doesn't shut off. But worry about that later, I guess. For now, I'm just gonna try to quickly go through the game so I can get to Versus Boss. And Versus Boss is like my favorite thing about the game, probably. It's a side mode where all you do is complete the bosses in order. And I've had fun with that the most recent times that I've played this game, which are still a while ago. But I had an old channel that got deleted because of copyright. And on that channel I uploaded completing Boss Rush with... Oh yeah, I forgot. Talk about that later. I uploaded completing Boss Rush with no damage. And that is actually somewhat difficult to do in this game. Completing the game is not difficult, but completing the Boss Rush with no damage is actually... That's pretty difficult, actually. It's not like extremely, but I'd say it's at least fairly difficult. You can try it or like look it up. There's just certain parts that'll just screw you over. But yeah, I'd say that's completing stuff with no damage is just usually pretty difficult in general. So I would consider that to be pretty difficult. You can tell me what you think. If you don't, then that's okay. I mean, if you don't think it's difficult, then okay. But either way, it's still more difficult than the rest of the game, and it's a fun challenge. So that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm going to try to... Oh, shit. I'm going to try to beat it with no damage taken again. That's going to take a while, because even when I was playing this game more, that took me several tries. And now I haven't played it in a while, so I don't know how long it's going to take. Probably very long. I might have to even like make a separate video. Don't die in this part. I might have to like, yeah, I might... Oh, I forgot this guy always slaps. I might have to like make a separate video depending on how long I take doing the boss rush. But that's what I'm really aiming to get to. Besides that, that's pretty much all I'm trying to do right now. Screw it. I don't need a drink. I just missed it the past 2 times. But yeah, that's the main thing I'm aiming to get to. I'm putting this up as main content, but I'm not aiming to complete it. I'm looking forward to the boss rush is more what I want to do. But I also, yeah, I just want to upload me completing this game as more content. I don't know how many videos I'm going to split this up into. But yeah, that's the plan. It's to just fool around in this main game, and then do the boss rush, try to beat that with no damage, and showcase a couple other cool things in this game, maybe, if I can even execute it. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. You gotta love the lag on the old NES games. Oh yeah, that's something I really wanted to play. What is it, Nightmare in Dreamland? The remake of this game. Because I've never really played that. Like, I've only played it for like a couple minutes. Because before I didn't even know about, like, OpenEMU existing. But then I tried playing that and it was a lot of fun because it's basically just the same game, but remastered obviously. But that stuff's fun to me because I just like this game, so I don't know, it just looks nice. And there's also less lag. I like seeing like the updated graphics and how they change stuff. But unfortunately, I can't connect to Wii Remote, so. But I guess I should just play that for fun on my own time on my old computer, where I should still be able to connect the Wii Remote. There's not really much use uploading it to this channel or anything if I'm already uploading this. So yeah. Didn't really come with much else planned to talk about, honestly. I don't even know if I want to complete the whole game right now, because I don't know how I'm going to talk for that long. Because I'm already, like, pretty much out of stuff to say. I guess the thing you would do is talk about the actual game, but screw the actual game. If I run out of stuff to say, perhaps I'll just... Okay. Perhaps I'll just switch to trying to do the boss with no damage, and maybe put some music over that, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it if I'm talking. That requires a decent amount of concentration. Don't fall down. Is this a door? I think one of the... Oh, wait. Okay, don't die. But I'm going to try to showcase a couple of famous glitches, I guess. The first one, I'm not really sure if this works or not, but it's supposed to be useful for cheesing the game. You can probably guess what I'm talking about. It's the permanent ability glitch. So that's a glitch where... That's a glitch where you can get an ability, and, well, that's exactly what it says. You can get an ability, and it won't go away after you get hit. You'll just keep the ability. And it's especially useful because it doesn't work on every ability, because you probably saw this on that channel, Son of a Glitch. There's a very good video on it. Some abilities, Kirby just ends up doing this weird, useless splashing thing that doesn't do anything, and it doesn't transfer the ability. But other abilities, like if he's holding stuff, I think, like a sword or parasol, it'll just keep it. So even if you get hit, it'll still... Oh, it's at the boss, right? Even if you get hit, the ability will still be there. So it's pretty useful for that. And what it's even more useful for is... Oh, maybe I could try this glitch, actually. I'm gonna get so screwed over in the bosses. What it's even more useful for is it works on the UFO ability, which is a unique ability. It's a very unique ability. It changes Kirby into an actual UFO. And that ability is supposed to be designed to be only used for one level at a time, so that when you go into another level, after the level that you got the UFO ability in, it automatically gets rid of it. Because it's overpowered and they just wanted to include it like a fun thing, but they don't want you to have it for the whole game because it would supposedly make it too easy, because it's just a really like overpowered ability. But if you do the save ability, the permanent ability glitch, it will not only will it save the ability so that it doesn't go away after you get hit, it also doesn't go away after you traverse to a different level, so that makes it extremely useful. Oh, wait. yeah, that makes it extremely useful for that particular ability. But now I just remembered another glitch that I might as well show you to just, I guess, make this more interesting somehow. Is the paint roller glitch, and let's see if I remember how to do it. Yeah, I do remember how to do it. Let's see if he'll actually draw what I need before I finish explaining it. So the paint roller glitch is, it allows you to have infinite microphones. Well, it's technically not infinite, it's like semi-infinite. It's like 366 or something like that. Because there's an ability in this game called Mic. If you've played Kirby games, you've probably heard of it. And typically, it just lets it lets Kirby scream 3 times, and each time he does that, it eliminates all the enemies on the screen. But that's very overpowered, obviously, so that's why it can only be used 3 times, and then the ability goes away. If you do this paint roller glitch, it makes it so that you can actually do that like 366 times, or whatever it is. And what you're supposed to do is, you can see that he's been drawing a bunch of different objects on the easels, whatever you call it. And those objects will give you different abilities, except, well, not all of them, but some of them. Like the Waddle Dee, it gives you nothing, but if you draw a car, and you were to swallow it, it would give you the wheel ability. If I were to swallow this cloud, it would give me the spark ability. And he will very rarely draw a microphone, and as you can probably guess, that awards you with the mic ability. So, what you have to do to execute the glitch is you first of all swallow that, so you'll obtain the mic ability. Then you'll use it once. Oh yeah, you have to wait till his damage goes down halfway, and he takes 6 standard hits to defeat him. By standard hit, I mean a hit that's equivalent to Kirby spitting out a star and it hitting him, because if you use like an ability such as Wheel and hit him once, make contact with him, that won't do as much damage. So he takes 6 standard hits, the equivalent of spitting 6 stars at him. So I've hit him 3 times already. If I hit him 3 more times with those standard hits, he'll be defeated. And each microphone blast counts as a standard hit. So if he were to draw the mic, he's basically digging his own grave, because that means I'm guaranteed to win as long as I can execute the mic ability 3 times its intended use, and which should be very easy to do. So he very rarely draws that, because it's a very overpowered ability, and he starts drawing it, I think he starts drawing it more when he has even less life, or maybe it's more life, I don't know. But either way, he very rarely draws that, as you can see. Sometimes it takes absolutely forever, which it's doing right now. But if you swallow that, you'll get the mic ability, and if you use that 3 times, its intended use, he will be defeated. Okay, there we go. If you use it, if the 3rd time you use it in the center of the screen, so that you use it at the same time that you grab the star rod, like this. You'll grab the rod, but the mic ability won't have gone away. As you can see, Kirby is still tinted orange. That indicates that he still has some kind of ability, and I still have the mic ability, because of the fact that I grabbed it at the same time that I grabbed the star rod. I obtained the ability. It didn't have time to go away, because it was interrupted by me grabbing the star rod. So now, I can use it almost as many times as I want. It's not permanent though, so if I get hit, I am still screwed. But you can see the counter. It says stars times. It's showing a number, P4, P3, etc. And that's indicative of how many mics you have. That's supposed to mean, like, I forgot, it's some system with the letters and numbers. And it's actually like 366 or whatever the number was. And the game knows you're not supposed to be able to do this, which is why it causes the game to kind of freak out when you... Speaking of freak out, this is the ladder glitch. Yeah, it causes the game to kind of freak out whenever you do it. which is actually makes it more interesting to watch. So this is not permanent, unfortunately. If I get hit, it's over. I won't be able to get it back. If I swallow it again, the glitch will not continue. It will just be nothing. So I would say I'll take great care in trying not to get hit, but I honestly don't really care, and I'm gonna end up getting hit anyway. And I've already showcased the glitch, so we don't really need to go much further than that. But anyway, this is also pretty helpful for cheesing the game. Makes it pretty entertaining. This sound is gonna be ringing in your ears by the time you're done watching this video, if you even made it this long, which I assume you haven't. This is going to be very tedious. Yeah, I'm not going to take that much care in trying not to get hit. I'm just going to, like, run and whatever, and then just see when I get hit. And then I'll be like, no. But whatever. And obviously there's no way to redo this because you can't redo the boss fight in the main game. So if you mess it up now, then you're just done. Oh, actually... yeah, now that I remember, it's actually not that useful. Okay, I'm gonna get hit here. There's a bunch of stones, but whatever. I just somehow didn't get it. Yeah, it's like where I got hit like years ago, I think. Well, yeah, it's actually not that useful now that I remember. It's only useful for cheesing. That doesn't do anything, does it? It's only useful for cheesing Worlds 3 and 4. And the reason for that is there's a boss fight at the end of World 4. You have to fight a boss named Krako. And in order to actually... if you have the mic ability, you can't get up to where he is, because the first part of... the first part of the fight is actually not really a fight at all. It's more like to get to the fight. He's invincible when you first start. So, to even get to him at all, you have to use high jump to just keep going up at a rapid rate, and then you'll just keep jumping on these clouds till you get to this thing at the top, and then you finally fight him. Don't come near me, don't come near me. You saw that, that was pretty funny. That somehow didn't hit me, he was right on top of me. I thought it was going to explode and that was going to be it. But anyway, you have to keep jumping until you get to a place where you begin fighting him. And if you don't have high jump, you can't get there. Actually, I think the only other way to get there is if you have UFO. But I'm pretty sure you can't get there with any other ability because that doesn't really help your upward mobility. Okay, I'm gonna get hit here. Okay, no, just keep going. Okay. Yeah, so it's only actually really good until the end of World 4. I don't think you can really go past that. It does work in versus boss though, but again, that's only good for the World 3 boss because it goes in order of the worlds every time, and once you get to World 4 boss, Krako, you can't do anything with this, so I would sometimes do it in versus boss, but overall, it's not really worth it because you could see how long it took to just get the mic, so it's not really that worth it. It's better if you could just learn how to fight the actual World 3 boss so you don't have to wait all that time. But it is a fun little trick. After that, I'll probably, when this runs out, I'll probably do the permanent ability glitch that I was talking about. I don't know if I actually finished talking about it, but I did say it makes you have a permanent ability, obviously, and it's useful because it works for UFO. So that is a more useful way to cheese more of the game. Okay. Oh. I just wiped the blood off of that carpet. He's crazy. The protagonist. when the protagonist is way too overpowered. Ah, that was it. Okay, now I'm gonna get hit. Okay. Oh. Surprised I didn't get hit before. But yeah, I mean, the only way to actually use all your mics, I've never done that. That would take insanely long because it always just gets cancelled at the World 4 boss fight. Oh, that's really fun. Yeah, because like these parts, like the lag is fun, but it is also fun if you play the remake. You can finally see how it is with no lag. These guys aren't even hitting me; they're just going fast, so the hyper wasn't even matter. I guess it just made it. Does it make him faster? I think it makes him a little faster, maybe. But yes, the permanent ability glitch. It works on UFO. That is rather useful. And that is a better way to cheese the game. And what you do there is, it works. It's actually somewhat difficult to time, and I don't even know how I would have done it. I don't even know how I would have done it on if I were to have continued on my computer. I would have to change it into color, because on my computer it was black and white. This TV is not in black and white. But it is performed by pressing start and select together, because start brings up the pause menu, and select is the command to drop your ability, get rid of the ability that you currently have, and then it will bounce out as an ability star. If you press that at the same time, it's possible that it will pause the game while you started dropping the ability, but it didn't really drop it yet. The star came out, but you pressed pause so fast that the game didn't actually register that you got rid of the ability entirely, and you'd be able to notice that. That's how you can tell if you did it, if you're doing the glitch right or not. Because when he gets an ability, it gives him a tint. As you can see, the ability, Kirby's an orange tint right now. If I drop my mic ability right now, which I will not do, unless I just get hit and lose it. If I drop it, he's going to look more pink. Okay, wait. There's a bunch of rocks in this. Oh, it's just that. I don't even remember if I ever had it for this long. Maybe like once or twice. So, yes, Kirby has an orange tint. Most abilities will, maybe all of them, will give him some kind of tint. Almost all of them, at least. Oh, wait, actually, no. Yeah, it's not all of them. Because it's either distinguished, he's either distinguished by a tint or by something physical that the ability, like, provides to him. I think it's like, if you have Sword, I'm not sure if he has an orange tint or not, but you can tell that he has an ability because he's holding an actual sword. And in the case of UFO, you can tell that he has UFO because he's an actual UFO. But there's like almost always something to signify that he has an ability. In this case, for Mike, it's an orange tint. And I really don't want to get it. I swear, when you see that explosion with those stars that just popped out, that hit me before. I swear, that has hit me. And I'm like, what the heck is this? But luckily it didn't do that there, so. Row 4 I think is pretty annoying, so let's see how long it takes for me to lose it. Still not gonna try that hard. I already hate everything about this I know it's just the sky, but like... No. Nice, the music's nice. So yes, there's almost always or always something to distinguish. Something that lets you know that Kirby has an ability. In this case, he has an orange tint. You'll be able to notice after I get rid of the ability. Kirby will become visibly more pink. Okay, oh my gosh. It's gonna fly into me now. Come on. Don't do it. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. I come in peace. I come in peace. Don't fly into me. Don't fly into me. Don't. Okay. Okay. Don't get rid of the star box. Okay, that's annoying. Go away. That's a secret, but I'm not going to do it because I don't care about doing the 100%. So yes, there's something to distinguish the fact that Kirby has an ability. In this case, it's an orange tint. So that lets you know if you have done the glitch properly or not. Because if you have done the glitch properly, as I said, the glitch involves pressing start and select at the same time. If you've done it correctly, you should be able to see the star, the ability star has come out of Kirby, but he should not have lost his tint yet, or if it's a UFO or a sword or whatever, he should still be holding a sword, but you can see that the ability star came out, so it's like an impossibility. He let go of the ability, but he still has the ability. You have to pause at that exact moment to do it correctly. Pause so that he got rid of the ability, but he still has it at the same time. So if it's a UFO, it's easy to tell. He should still be a UFO, but you should be able to see the star. And it's basically like I just said, you've gotten rid of the ability, but at the same time, the game hasn't fully registered that you did yet because you paused so quickly. So the abilities, you can still see that the ability's there. It's not supposed to be there. I can't use this underwater, can I? So once you've done that, yes, I should have mentioned, the glitch only works if it's a level that you've already completed, because in levels that you've already completed, the game gives you the option when pausing to exit the level. As I have not completed this level yet in this save file, I cannot exit the level. If I did, it would give me options that said continue or exit level. Oh, that was a long one. So once you have paused at the correct time, you would then exit the level, and then you would have completed the glitch, because Kirby would still have his ability, even though he's not supposed to because you dropped it, and then you would notice that when you got hit, he would still have his ability. So that's all you would do, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's very useful for cheesing the game, especially if it's UFO, because that's a very overpowered ability. I'm like so close to the end. If you notice, the third world boss was Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright. Mr. Bright is the sun and Mr. Shine is the moon. And they fight together, but, well, kind of together. One of them just, like, goes on the ground to confront Kirby, while the other one just stays in the sky and shoots some projectiles, which end up helping Kirby. Helping Kirby helping Kirby actually defeat them, because he just swallows his stuff and spits it at them like he does with everything. But I was pressing the mic like so quickly that, I mean, it wasn't like very quick, but since I was pressing it that quickly, it didn't even have time to like constantly hit them, because there was like, I pressed it and they got hit, and then I had already pressed it again, but they was like still in hit stun, so that the second press that I did, it didn't even count until, because I had to like get out of hit stun first. And someone understood that. It didn't really happen for whoever I fought second, though, I think. Maybe if you just look away for 5 seconds, you're screwed. Yes, and of course, that was the wrong door. How do I get out of this again? Don't get it, don't get it. Don't get it. And then after that, when I get to World 6, if I even last that long, because now I'm starting to get tired and my voice is hurting. When I get to World 6, there's another really fun glitch. You probably know about it already too if you've heard about this game. The Orange Ocean Stone glitch. And that glitch is performed by going to a level with, what is it, like the first or second stage of Orange Ocean? I think it's like the first one. With the stone ability, which can be easily obtained from the level 5 museum. Hopefully that's like something easy to unlock or unlocked automatically and you don't have to do a secret for that. But you go into that level, and then there's this door you go into, like very, very early into the level. It's an optional door, but it's a boss fight with Rolling Turtle. Who by the way is a turtle that rolls and is, I guess, female because she fights by throwing her babies at you. And then in order to defeat her, of course, you have to inhale her babies and spit them at her to physically damage her. And I'm not making this up, this is an actual thing in the game. But yes, there's a door you can enter that will take you into an optional fight with her. And as soon as you enter that door, Kirby will be suspended on a block. If he descends from that block, then he would be in the turtle's territory, so that he could begin the fight. But this block is an interesting type of block. I don't know if it's seen in any other point of the game. Oh wait, actually, I don't know if... Yeah, it's not the block, actually. It's not the block. It's, if he has a stone ability, he can break the block by pressing B to use stone. Or in this case, it's 1, because I'm using a weird one, but anyway. Press the button to use stone, the block will break. And then there's an interesting tile that was actually... Once you break the block, there's an interesting tile that was like behind the block. It's like some kind of weird water tile, but it's like really shallow water or something, and it's in midair. It's just this one tile that's some kind of water tile. You can only get to it if you break the block. And stone is one of the only abilities that can break it. I think hammer should be able to break it as well. And this is the turtle, but she's just gonna die soon, I think. Oh. And it gives me invincibility. That's so Thank God that gives me invincibility, because I would have just been dead. But I guess if I just keep spamming it, I'm just invincible. Oh wait, there's like a really annoying part. I'm probably gonna get hit then. There's like this really annoying Gordo maze. Gordos don't go away when you use mic, so that's gonna be very annoying. I'm probably gonna get hit. It's really not that hard, but I'm not a gamer, so I'm probably gonna fail on that. I don't feel like concentrating that hard. At least not yet. I'll concentrate on versus boss. Okay. But yes, once you break that block, you can break it with hammer too, I believe, because I think everything you can break with stone, you can also break with hammer as well. But once you break that, you'll be suspended in this weird water tile that's somehow in midair. So because of the fact that it's just one tile of water and it's in midair, Kirby's gonna look like he's just rapidly splashing up and down. And this is why you have to have stone for this, because he's gonna be technically in water when he's inside that one singular water tile in midair. And stone is not supposed to be used underwater. You're not supposed to be able to... That's an ability that you're not supposed to be able to use underwater. If you do, bad things will happen. Or good things, depending on how you look at it. Okay. It's gonna go right next to me. That's cool. Stone is not supposed to be used underwater, so when you use that, the game will react in interesting ways. And the way that you beat this game, if you're a world record speedrunner any percent, the way that you beat this game is actually by using stone underwater, and you do that by like clipping through the ground at a segment, and then you'll technically be... it's tough. And yeah, like I said, the star doesn't give you back the ability, but okay, well, it's right here anyway. So the star doesn't give you back the ability, and you can see right now Kirby is pinker than he was before. What is that? But yeah, okay. Actually, it's not that hard. But anyway, it served its purpose. There's only like a couple more levels anyway. But the way you complete this game as an any percent speedrunner is to you use stone underwater by clipping through this section in the ground. And then you just like immediately press it as like the instant you're underwater or something, and then if you like press start, it can just send you to the credits somehow. Just look up like any percent speedrun world record Kirby's Adventure or something if you want to see what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure that's how they do it. You know what? Give me this. So, yes, so the Orange Ocean glitch is basically another version of that glitch. It's an easier way to do it. Well, technically not easier, but it doesn't necessarily just send you to the credits. That requires like really good timing or something, or possibly also just luck involved. But since you're not supposed to be able to use stone underwater, the game usually blocks you from doing it because you're just not supposed to be able to do that. In the case of the any percent speedrunner, that person would just clip through so fast and is somehow just able to press it. I'm not completely sure how that works, but they just clip and then they're like underwater but not completely registered that they're underwater, and they just do it really fast or something like that. Just watch the video. But anyway, that's one way of doing it. It just lights up the place. But that's one way of doing it. That requires like really difficult timing. In all other cases, except for the Orange Ocean glitch, you can't use stone underwater unless there's some other place where you can clip through the ground. But the game doesn't let you use stone underwater. But in that particular instance, since you're in some weird water tile that's suspended in midair, the game does, in fact, you are able you're just splashing up and down in midair. It'll make sense when you see it. And since, I guess since you're not completely underwater, you're just like in midair and splashing up and down, the game actually lets you use stone. But then when you press it, it just starts insanely glitching out. And it's possible if you have like good timing. I think it's technically possible. What the heck? I'm supposed to do that. It's technically possible to go to the credits from there, but that's very difficult to do. I mean, that at least requires good timing or maybe just luck. But either way, since you use stone underwater, which you're not supposed to do, but you were able to do it because you're like half underwater and half midair, then the game will react very weirdly. And it'll just look very... There's varying results. It's just one of the most interesting glitches. It'll basically just make everything look weird most of the time, but sometimes it'll just like even affect the music or just send you to a random place. I just thought it's really cool because you never really know what will happen. Sometimes it's actually kind of creepy because it'll be like weird noises or something like that. But yeah, that's basically just a cool glitch. The game has a few cool glitches now that I think about it. That's the beauty of NES games. But yeah, I think I've gone this long, so I don't see why I should stop now. There's only like a couple more worlds or something. Maybe now I should try doing Game's not fun anymore after this point. It's just annoying. But yeah, the glitch will make a lot of sense when you see it. It'll be fun. Stupid teleporting super fast guy. But yeah, that's about it. That's what the main things I aim to do. Well, I guess what I'm looking forward to the most is showing off that glitch and doing versus boss, trying to get no damage, which will be very difficult. But I don't have much else to say about the rest of the game. Yeah, there's a secret below that, but whatever. Oh, I almost just fell down again. I was like, let's just drop down. I said I was going to talk about something before, didn't I? I don't remember what that is now. I guess I'll tell the story of why I got a Nintendo Switch. Because I mentioned that that's even dustier than my Wii U. And, so I got the Switch. I think that was like, I think I got it in like 2019. It came out like 2017? But yeah, I got it like early first half of 2019. And I got the Switch. I'm not happy to admit it. It's a dark part of my life. I got the Switch to play Smash. And I'm not proud of it. Well, anyway, whatever. I got the Switch to play Smash. Because I used to play Smash a lot before 2019, when I kept stopping, when I kept purposely not playing it, and then for like months at a time. And now I haven't been playing it like frequently since like 2019 or whatever. Yeah, something like that. Maybe since 2020. Okay, don't die. But yes, I used to play Smash a lot, 2019 and earlier. Before Smash Ultimate came out, I was a Smash 4 player. The reason that I ever even started playing Smash was because I have this one crazy friend who's like really likes Smash, And he's really good at it now, too, because he's been playing it for like a million hours. So I would always play with him. And I eventually got into it because we would just play it like every time. So, but here's the thing. In Smash 4, I was a Wii Remote player. That's right, I used the Wii Remote as my primary controller for Smash 4. In fact, my only controller. I could not use any other controllers. I could not use a classic controller. I could not use a Wii Remote and Nunchuck. I could not use a Wii U gamepad. I could not use a GameCube controller. You name it. Basically, you name it. I could only use the Wii Remote. And obviously, I had been doing that since Brawl. Even though I did not really play Brawl as much as I played Smash 4. But Brawl, as we all know, is infamous for people using Wii Remote. Brawl is just Brawl. And people use Wii Remote for Brawl. You should know that, if they're casual gamers at least. Like casual people, not people who played it seriously. And I did not play Brawl seriously at all. I did not even play it like competitive rules. Smash 4, I at least started playing competitive rules, but I didn't play in like tournaments. But I at least played it like how competitive people would play it. And Brawl, I did not do that at all. So Brawl, I used the Wii Remote. And Smash 4, I just kept using it. Because I'm like, this is what I know how to use. It was fun. I liked using it. And I don't want to brag, but I was pretty good for someone who used a Wii Remote. Like, I was not good, but I think I was still better than most people. I was definitely better than at least like someone who just picked it up and hadn't played. For someone using a Wii Remote, I think I was pretty good. Like, I obviously wasn't good, but you know, I was probably the best person that actually used a Wii Remote. Except for those people who just like who are actually good at the game and just do like for glory challenge. Okay. Okay. That didn't happen. But yes, I was pretty good for someone who used the Wii Remote. I was probably like the best Wii Remote player there was, aside from people who just fooled around and who were actually really good at the game and just do those challenges. Or some really, really random people who somehow know how to use the Wii Remote. But yeah, I was probably like one of the best Wii Remote players. If that's what... Anyway. But anyway, I had gotten very used to using the Wii Remote because I would play that one friend a lot in Smash 4. We played like so many times, unfortunately. Not good times. But I had gotten so used to using the Wii Remote that when Smash Ultimate rolled around, I couldn't do crap. And the Joy-Con is not like the Wii Remote. Don't tell me the Joy-Con, the single Joy-Con is like the Wii Remote, because it is not. And this is the thing. You consider this a disadvantage. You consider directional pad a disadvantage for a game like Smash. I liked using the directional pad. I couldn't use a joystick. When I felt the joystick, I'm saying this is hard to use. I like using the D-pad better. That's easier. I like double tapping to dash. I like moving my hand all the way to press minus to grab. I like pressing B to shield. That's easy for me. That's what I'm used to doing. That's what I've been doing for years now. I can't use this joystick crap. I can't use these 4 compass rows button format. I can't do that. So I couldn't do anything when Smash Ultimate came out. So I barely played it because I didn't have a Switch. But in the times that I would play it, I would be like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'd lose to people I know they're bad. Like, I know I'm better than them, and I could easily beat them if I had a Wii Remote. Like, I know I sound like a stupid Smash player, but anyway. Anyway, regardless of whether I could or not, which it really seemed like I could, because I'm like, I've beaten people much better than this in Smash 4 when I was using a Wii remote. But now I can't control myself at all, so I'm just gonna lose now. So I'm like, this is very annoying. And I'm gonna have to keep playing Smash Ultimate like this with people and just lose to them, because I can't use a Wii remote, because I can't connect a Wii remote to Smash Ultimate. In fact, I wanted this so bad, I tried so hard to connect it that I got the 8-bit DOE adapter, which I just tried unsuccessfully to use to connect my Wii remote to computer, and it didn't work, even though it showed that it was synced, like the button lit up and everything on the adapter and on my remote, but it still just doesn't pick it up. But I was so desperate to use a Wii remote because I didn't want to just keep losing to people that I knew I should be at least playing better against, and not losing because of the controls. So I really wanted to be able to use a Wii remote. And I tried so hard that I got the 8-bit DOE adapter, and that worked. That connected the Wii remote to the Switch. And when I say it worked, I mean it worked in connecting the Wii remote to the Switch. I could not use a Wii remote to play Smash. And this is why. It worked in the sense that it connected it to the Switch. But I couldn't use it... I couldn't use it the way that I was using it to play Smash 4. Because while it technically connected to the Switch, it was impossible to map the buttons the way that you would use it for Smash 4, or Brawl for that matter. Because while it was connected to the Switch... I shouldn't have stopped. While it was connected to the Switch, the only thing that I could use the D-pad for was taunting. I could not use it for movement, which is what I had been doing. Stay away from me, you freak. So I could only use a D-pad for taunting. So it was literally impossible for me to play unless I didn't move at all, and obviously that's not going to do anything. So that was not useful, even though it was technically connected to the Switch. I couldn't map it any other way, because for every other controller, a D-pad is used for taunts in Smash. And taunting, on the Wii remote, it was the A button. Yeah, that's another funny story. Taunting on the Wii remote is the A button, which I never minded. But for all the other controllers, it's like some kind of D-pad. Well, almost all of them, at least. So that was the only thing that would let you map the D-pad to with the Wii remote. So I couldn't use that to play Smash, obviously. So I'm like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of losing to scrubs because I don't know how to use anything but the Wii remote. So that's why I bought the Switch. Because in the beginning I was like, screw this, I don't really care about buying Switch. I was already transitioning into being not a gamer. I used to be a gamer. I will admit that. I used to be a gamer. I liked video games as a kid. But I transitioned to not being a gamer. And I was already beginning my transition then, because I was saying, I don't need to get a Switch. I don't even play games. So why am I gonna get what am I gonna get a Switch for? Like, the only time I play Smash is with this one kid. So I don't need a Switch. Like, I don't even care that much about playing Smash anymore. But what I did care about, and what I didn't want to do, was lose to people that I should be beating because of their controls. So I bought a Switch, and I learned how to use the Pro Controller, and now I can do that at least to a decent level of skill. Even though now I still only play Smash with that one guy, so don't die. I still only play Smash with that one guy, so yeah. I'm not good, but at least then I could actually use the controller, and then I got back to like my normal level and beating people that I should be beating. But that's basically why I bought a Switch. It was to play Smash. I have like 2 other games on the Switch. I literally bought it so that I would stop losing to people in Smash because of not knowing how to use the controls. So I bought it to get used to the controls. And then Smash was like all I played on the Switch till I just stopped playing it, except for like very exclusive times when I saw that guy. Uh, so yeah, that's why I bought a Switch. And the only other games I have is like Super Mario Party, because that's fun, and like Uno. And I don't even like I barely use my Switch. I don't know when the last time I used my Switch was. I just use it like very occasionally when I see that guy or when someone else comes over. But yeah, that's why I bought a Switch. Stop losing to people. It's to stop losing to people in Smash because of controls. And the next thing I was saying, I put all my devices in black and white, except for my TV. And the reason for that is that it looks better. And I always get... I always get hate, because I have an opinion, that people don't like, so they hate on it. I don't hate on anyone for watching in color. Color looks great. I don't have any... Well... Color looks great. I don't hate on anyone for watching in color. But this happens with every single person that sees my phone. They're like, why is it in black and white? And I'm like, because it looks better. And then they're like, no, it doesn't. It's so weird. What are you doing, bro? You're missing out on the experience of colors. I'm like, okay, you're missing out on the experience of black and white. I do what I want. If I think it looks better in black and white, just leave me alone. Let me watch my stuff in black and white. Literally everyone hates on me for this. And I'm like, why do you care? I don't care that you look at your phone in colors. I look at my phone in black and white because that's what I feel like. Okay? I don't hate on you. But there's like not a single person that hasn't hated on me when they find out my phone's black and white. Like somehow that just makes me like a horrible person or something. Like, you can think I'm a horrible person, because I am, but it's not because I put my phone in black and white. But yeah, there's like barely a single person that hasn't given me hate for this. And this is the glitch I was talking about before. Boom, boom. So, this is one result of the glitch. It's just a red screen. And now I can't even soft reset. But I should be able to reset it like this. It would be easier if I could be on my gamepad, but if I walk over there, someone might see my reflection. So I'm just gonna have to do this. So that was a glitch. I'll probably just showcase it more later. Oh, crap. I'm gonna have to cut this out. Okay, you can't see anything. I'm gonna have to cut this out. I did not just walk over to my gamepad and press a button. You didn't see that. Oh, wait. Oh, I could just press A? Oh, I'm stupid. Reset. It's saved automatically, isn't it? That didn't just... That did not just... Oh, that didn't happen. That did not happen. Okay, wait, what even happened? Okay, so that game's gone. I guess that's what happens when you do the glitch. If I do this, create restore point. Yes. Okay, there were only like 2 worlds left in the game. I don't want to do World 6 anyway. What the heck is going on? Was it like this before? It wasn't that interesting. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna play, like, the last level of the game. So you can see the final boss and cutscene or whatever. Oh wait, actually, let me do a... Let me just... Okay. The only things left were World 6 and 7, which is just a pain to do, and you don't need to see that. It's not that interesting anyway, and I don't have that much left to say. So instead, I'm just gonna try to do the glitch I was talking about with the permanent ability. This is my 100% file. Because I thought I maybe would have gotten to it, but I guess I can just keep talking forever sometimes. So I'm gonna try to do the glitch. It's probably gonna take a lot of tries. If I get too annoyed, I might just not do it. Sorry. But this should work. Okay, so you swallow this guy, and then there, I did it right. If you could, I'm not gonna unpause it now because I timed it right. So you could see the star coming out, but Kirby was still a UFO. So now if I press exit, he's still gonna be a UFO. But you can see the status bar on the lower left. It won't indicate that I'm a UFO. It still says normal, and now I'm pink, a pink UFO. That shouldn't be possible. Because, yeah, it's supposed to be an orange tint. But now I'm a UFO, and which level's the boss rush? It's this. Let's go to the hard mode boss rush. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So, now I've done the glitch. You can see it's a lot of fun. I'm not gonna go through all the levels because I don't feel like it. Okay, that's fast. But anyway. You may have hit me, but... That is fast, bro. That is not... Is that really supposed to be that fast? Was that really necessary? But now you can see this is a lot of fun. It's a very overpowered ability, and if you get hit, it will not go away. So, yes, I'm not going to do all the levels, but I'm just going to showcase some overpoweredness of this. And it's even better that you can charge it. You can charge it while still moving. The only thing that's bad about this is that you can't turn around once you started charging it. That's like... Oh, that's it. I think there's like one more boss in the normal version because it's just easier. And I picked the hard mode, secret door. But yeah, the only thing is that you can't turn around once you start charging it. But that's like the only thing. That and that there's a certain type of platform that if you go above it, you can't go back down. But besides that, this is like the most flawless thing ever. Like, this is... this is like just super overpowered with like no downgrades whatsoever. And yes, I'm not going to play the whole game. I'm just going to play DDD and then the end of the game. And then I guess I'll show you the glitch more, and then I'll do boss rush. And of course, the UFO ability is... I cannot do the glitch in boss rush, unfortunately. Maybe there's some way, but I don't know how to do it. And the glitch does not carry over here because here it forces you to use a star rod. So, if you knew the story of the game, Basically, the whole thing was that Kirby lives in this place called Dreamland, and people started having... Wait, no. They didn't start having nightmares. Because in the story, like, at the beginning of the game, if you just let it play or something, it's like, something weird happened. It says the people of Dreamland did not dream. It doesn't say they had nightmares. It says they did not dream. So, I don't know if they normally have nightmares or whatever. And this is the part where I don't know how to dodge it. I don't know if they normally have nightmares, but... it says they did not dream. So... that happened, and then it's revealed that a nightmare, which is that thing, had infested the dream spring, or whatever. And the star rod is normally in the dream spring, for whatever reason. And so the nightmare, which is this guy, he's gonna look like some goblin man in a couple seconds. He apparently just like, I don't know what he did. He went there, and people stopped dreaming, so you're supposed to like stop him. And it's something to do with the star rod. Imagine if you lost your ability. It's something to do with the star rod. But DDD, he took away the star rod so that the nightmare couldn't get to it. So he was actually helping people. But then Kirby's like, no, DDD's bad. So he just goes there and beats him up, even though he was actually just helping. And then after that, you get to see that he was right. I'm so rusty. After that, you get to see that he was right, and as soon as you put the star rod back in, then this guy comes and shows up. First, he's in the form of an orb, so then you just have to keep shooting him with stars until he goes away. And then he becomes this guy, and then you just shoot him with more stars. Or do that, but that does less damage. Yeah, and that's you hit him and then he dies and then he goes away. And then he goes back to being normal in Dreamland. That's pretty much it. I should have showed the cutscene, it was actually quite funny. But yeah, you can only hit him when he opens his cloak or whatever. Okay, I need to not die. Okay, so that was it. You don't need to see all of World 6 and 7 and stuff. It's nothing interesting, especially since I'm not doing 100%. Well, maybe it is interesting, but I don't feel like doing it, especially since there's more annoying levels. So that's it. I guess I'll just let this cutscene play. I shouldn't have skipped over the cutscene, like, after beating DDD, because it's actually pretty funny. But not yet. You can read the story for yourself now. So now what I'm going to do is just show the World 6 glitch a little bit more. Maybe only like 2 more times. Because the VS boss is going to take very long. I'm probably not even going to be able to beat it with no damage right now, so I'm probably going to have to make a separate video. Because that took so long before, and now I'm even worse because I haven't played in so long. But that was one of my most impressive gaming feats, so I wanted to upload that. It was on my last channel, but that channel got deleted. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it in the time that I'm sitting here right now, because first of all, I'm tired. Second of all, you saw how rusty I was. This part's really cute. many waves here. Credits are pretty cool too. You get to see him like wrecking the bosses. Some weird thing though. There's apparently some alternate version of the credits. I've seen it a few times where instead of wrecking the bosses, he's like off. He starts playing weird and he like gets hit. And that would confuse me. I'm like, this is not supposed to be what the credits are, because it usually shows him wrecking the bosses and showing abilities that could be used to destroy them, but in that other one, the alternate one, for whatever reason, I don't know what makes that show up, but he gets hit sometimes. It's like, yeah, I've just seen that a few times. I don't know how that comes up. If that's even like a glitch or something. But I swear that was there. He gets hit by an apple and Wispy, and then he stands weirdly and just like walks around or something. But yes, I don't think I'm gonna be able to beat the bosses with no damage right now because I am out of shape. Yeah, that's it. Let me just beat. Oh, let's do an extra mode. No, I'm not playing the extra game. Let me just beat the DDD real quick so I can show the cutscene. I don't want to go through the whole fight and then do it again. Might just split this up into different videos. Although I do need to practice for the fight, but I don't feel like doing it even more times. And now I'm just gonna go get the UFO, and then if it works, if not, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But should be still here. Like sometimes he just wouldn't fly straight past and then it would be very annoying. Like see there, it didn't work because you could still see that. There it worked. You could still see that it transformed back into normal Kirby. Yeah. But yes, got it again. Just beat DDD real quick. I can show you that funny cutscene with the Fountain of Dreams. And you can just stay suspended here forever. Doesn't do anything though. Oh crap. Actually, if he inhales you and spits you out, you lose your ability for some reason. It doesn't happen for like almost all other enemies. But yeah, it's just funny. Kirby's such a bully. He doesn't even let him explain. Just because he stole all the food from everyone in Dreamland at one time doesn't mean he's always trying to do something bad. Then just hits him with this super powerful object. And it's like, oh no, he's right. So now just spits him 50 million ones. Yeah, screw this. Reset. I have the save state, so try doing this. Just want to do the glitch a couple more times. Not the UFO glitch, the permanent, I mean not the permanent, the stone glitch. Stone orange ocean glitch. Alright, here you go. So, if you press it once, it gets messed up. If you press it again, it gets more messed up. I mean, here's the water tile. Press it once, it's messed up. Press it again, sometimes it just completely resets. Now I'm just scared because of what happened before with it said all of the save states were blank somehow. That's never really happened before. I guess it deleted the last game, but yeah. I thought that would save for some reason, I don't know. I don't think that show's saved though. I don't even know, to be honest. I don't want to do the last 2 levels anyway. So now, yeah, I'm gonna have to keep going back and forth, but yeah, I'm just scared of my save state getting deleted now. Because this is 100%. I don't want that to go away. Oh wait, actually I think the sound test, it only comes like if you beat the extra game, or is it something else? Let's do it until we get like well, that's an outcome. Yeah, that's one of the interesting parts of it. It can just screw with all the textures. So let's do it again. While we're under the effect of the glitch, let's do the glitch again. Oh yeah, and sometimes it would carry over. I was able to do it so it would still look like this when I was in versus boss. It was quite entertaining. So let's do it again. One, two, boom. It always resets. It didn't reset as much on the when I did it on my old Wii. Now it just always resets. But yeah, there's something about you can go to the credits if you're just lucky, or if you press start at the right time or something. I've done it like a couple times, so most of the time I can't time it at all. I think I just got lucky. I don't even remember if I pressed start the times that I did it. I guess let's try pressing start. See what that does. What if I just... Wait, if I press it once, I can't still move after that, can I? I can pause the game, I know that. There you go. Press 1 and start. And press 1 and start. Oh. Okay, it's taking too long. I'm gonna play VS Boss under the effect of tile glitching. Let's try to get no damage. I don't think it's gonna happen very quickly, if at all, in this time that I'm here. Probably gonna get hit with this guy. Okay. Oh yes, the thing that I would say improved in the remake is that when they have VS Boss, he doesn't have to do the Star Rod dance every single time he defeats a boss. So it's a lot faster because you have to wait for that every single time, like 7 times or 6 or 7, whatever, in this game. And I'm just gonna try to do it with no damage. I might not reset every time because I have to practice, like, at least practice these bosses because I haven't done it in so long. But yeah, I want to get with no damage. Probably won't be able to do it this time though. And unless he draws the mic right away, I'm not going to do the mic glitch right now because that just took way too long. As you can see, I'm playing safe. It's the way I always fight him. Like I was saying, there's like no person who hasn't given me hate for putting my devices in black and white, as if it somehow affects their life. And like, why do you care what I do on my phone? I can't do the glitch now because I hit him twice, and at least I get one life. I'm like, why do you care if my phone is in black and white? That has no effect on you. Some people get so upset at this. I'm like, they're like, you're missing out on the artist experience. It's mostly weebs, because I happen to be friends with a lot of weebs. And they're like, you're missing out on the artist experience. And I'm like, I don't care, dude. It's like you're directly taking away an aspect of a show that makes it better. I don't care. I don't care. I like watching it this way. It makes it better for me. If you crouch, this guy just can't do anything to you. Unless he like jumps on you or like hits the wall and then ends up near you. And I'm like, dude, I don't care that I'm taking away from what the artist wanted. The artist isn't gonna track me down. Surprised I didn't get hit on that already. Yeah, they're like, you're directly taking away from an aspect that they put in because it represents certain things and it directly improves the viewing experience. You're just directly taking that aspect away and you're just directly making it worse. And I said very clearly, I'm not arguing in terms of objectivity at all. I understand that if we were speaking in the most objective sense, then obviously taking away color is taking away an aspect of it. So I'm not saying, never once have I been saying that watching in black and white is objectively better than watching in color, because it is not. I'm saying that I prefer watching things in black and white to color. I'm not talking about if it's better or not. I know it's not better, I just like doing it. And if I like doing it, why do you care so much, is what I want to know. If I was saying it was objectively better, then that would be a reason to be like, no, it's very clearly not. But I'm not saying that, because I know it's not. I'm only saying that I like watching it. And that shouldn't be anyone's problem. But some people just have to get upset at everything. I don't know how long it's been now. It's probably like more than an hour. I'm probably gonna get hit now. Oh, okay, well, if I don't get hit on this one, I'm definitely gonna get hit on Meta Knight. Because that guy is on crack. And if you did know about this game, and you think that you heard me talking about trying to beat this stuff with no damage, you might be thinking, oh, he must be actually pretty good then, because Meta Knight, that's a hard boss. Like, you have to actually be a skilled swordsman. Oh, you opened that really way quicker than I expected. You have to be a skilled swordsman to defeat Meta Knight without taking a hit. And, buddy, have I got news for you. You don't have to, but you technically don't have to. You just have to beat him in the most tedious possible way, which is what I've always been doing. Okay, got lucky with that. Sometimes it just boxes you in. So, you basically have to, if you're not good at using the sword ability and dodging his quick attacks, which I'm not, you have to do what I'm doing, which is this. This is like the most tedious thing on earth, but it can work. You have to get lucky. That's what you have to do. You have to, because you know he's most vulnerable after he jumps. So you have to wait till he jumps. You have to just stay here flying the whole time. Wait till he jumps and then hit him. But then you have to get lucky and hope that he doesn't quickly strike you right after, because after that you won't be able to dodge it in time. But I'm not like totally sure when he does that or not, so I just have to get lucky and hope he doesn't hit me. But if you're not actually good at using sword, this is a way to do it, but to do it with no damage is hard. You have to get lucky, and that's what I mean. Sometimes he'll just block it, and it won't hit him at all. So that's gonna take a while. And I don't know how to like tell when he's gonna do that, so it's reliant on luck, but I don't have skill, so I have to, that's the only way to beat it for me. And to beat it with no damage, I just have to wait till I get lucky, and then he doesn't strike me right after. So it's very tedious. And I have to start all over if I don't get lucky. And I don't know if people want to wait that long, because I'm gonna have to keep going through the same things over and over. But is he drawing it? I guess he draws it more frequently when he has more life. That makes sense, because it won't kill him right away. I guess I could talk about this thing. One time, this guy, it has to do with black and white. There was this guy, he trolled the living crap. Why is he drawing it now? He trolled the living crap out of me. And I was arguing with him. It had to do with black and white. I was using a flawed argument. My argument was technically wrong. His argument was technically right, but he was trolling. So, while his argument was technically correct, it was like he was being very technical about it, so that he was technically right, but no one would actually, like, care about what he was saying. Like, you know, it's kind of hard to explain. You know what? You know how there's, like, instances where someone's just being really technical, and, like, they're technically right, but in reality, that thing doesn't actually make that much of a difference. Like, everyone's experienced this at some point. Like, someone will say something. It's kind of like correcting grammar. Like, you'll say something, you'll correct someone, and, like, you're technically right in correcting them. But everyone else knows that that thing really doesn't matter that much. Like, you're not wrong, but we all know, like, realistically speaking, that it doesn't really matter to point that out. But when you say it to these kinds of people, then they'll most likely just keep saying, yeah, but it's right. Yeah, but it's technically right. And they're right. It is technically right, but, you know. It is technically right, so they'll just keep saying that, but, like, you know, in real life, it's something that doesn't actually matter that much. But I was trying to argue against it. I fell victim to his troll, because I was trying to argue against it, even though I couldn't, because it was technically right if you look at it in the most objective possible way. So he trolled me. And the discussion was like this. So he's a weeb. He was sitting with my other friend who's a weeb. I was sitting with them, like, eating lunch. And someone had recommended to me that I watch this movie. This anime movie called A Silent Voice. It's supposed to be really good. It sucks. That's my personal opinion. Well, actually, no. It doesn't suck. But it was not my cup of tea. I could see how some people enjoyed it. I did not personally find it to be very enjoyable. But it doesn't suck. I could very much see how people would enjoy it. But I didn't like it that much. So I watched it, and when I watch stuff and I don't really like it that much, or just don't like, or just anything like a game, you know, it's fun to just, if you're being very accurate with how you actually found it, and it'll be like, it's okay, you know, that thing's decent. That's if you're being as accurate as possible. But it's more fun that when something's not really that good, or maybe even if it is good, it's more fun to just say that things suck. And just trash on them for no real reason. Even if they don't actually suck. It's fun to do that. It's fun to just say that stuff sucks, even if it doesn't. So I was doing that with this movie because I didn't really like the movie. It didn't suck, but I didn't really like it. It wasn't like this masterpiece that everyone was saying it was. I guess the problem was that you would have to be like human to enjoy that, and you'd have to like care about the characters. But I didn't, so the movie was just really not that interesting to me. So anyway, it didn't suck, but it's fun to say that stuff sucked, regardless of whether or not it actually sucked. Especially if people like it, and then you say that it sucked, and it's funny to see their reaction to it. So I was doing that with them because they're weebs, so they both really liked the movie, and I was saying, I was just trashing the movie. I was like, that movie sucked, man. I watched it. It wasn't good. And they both knew at this point already that I watch stuff in black and white, so they decided to use that as the reasoning for why I didn't like the movie. And they're saying, you didn't even watch in color, you didn't watch it in the full experience of it. So you don't know, you might have liked it if you watched it in color. You're only saying it sucked because you watched it in black and white. And I'm like, we all know that if I watched it in color, it wouldn't have made any difference. It would probably have made it liked it even less, since I already like watching things in black and white, as we all know. But they decided to use that as their excuse as to why I didn't like the movie. So, first of all, what do you guys think of that? Do you think that if you watch a movie in black and white and you don't like it at all, that if you watch it in color, that's going to make you like it? Tell me if you genuinely believe that. Maybe you do. Okay, that's your opinion. But one more. Maybe you do. Maybe you do believe that. But for most people, I think that if they watch some terrible movie that was originally made in color, if they watch it in black and white and they like the movie, 9 times out of 10, or maybe even more, if they watched it in color, they're not gonna suddenly like the movie if they hated it in black and white. Like, let's be honest. Like, if you watch a movie in black and white and you hate it, do you think that watching it in color is going to somehow make you like it? Obviously it's possible, but for the majority of times, I would say that that's not really true. You're still not really gonna like that movie, because color is one aspect. Obviously, it's a very important aspect. But if you just hate a movie, or even if you just think it's like okay, without the color, adding the color in most cases isn't really going to do much. The only case where it maybe would is if it's like some kind of like silent film, and the colors are like an extremely important part because there's like no dialogue or anything, and then that just adds like an unreal level of beauty and symbolism to it. But besides that, if it's just like a generally normal movie with like a normal plot and people talking and everything like that, if you watch it in black and white and you don't like it, for the most part, watching in color is not going to change that. The plot and all the characters and everything is pretty much exactly the same. That's unchanged. So, just from adding color to that, if you already don't like everything about it, you're probably still not going to like stuff about it just because color happened to be added to it. Okay. So, I was counting on him not moving. I was counting on him not moving forward. So, in general, what do you think of that? Do you think that if you don't like a movie when you watch it in black and white, you'll like it if you watch it in color? Do you think that? Because I believe that in most cases, you would not start liking a movie suddenly just because you happen to watch it in color and not in black and white, if you already didn't like it in black and white. And especially if you generally like everything to be in black and white. So I personally don't think that that would have changed my perception of the movie, realistically speaking. But they decided to use that as an excuse to say that they basically didn't want to hear my opinion anymore. Like, ironic. Well, not really ironic. Ironic that they, being weebs, would think that their opinion had any sort of merit. But they were already discounting my superior opinion. So they didn't want to hear any more of my crap. They didn't want to hear me insulting their beloved film. Because they happen to like it so much. So they just... Please die. He's not dead, is he? No, he is dead. They decided to use that as an excuse. And they began saying that, since you didn't watch it in color, you can't comment on the movie at all. Because you don't know. You might have liked it if you watched it in color. Because you didn't experience the full experience of the movie. So you can't comment on it. You can't say it was bad. You might have liked it if it was in color. So I made the mistake of trying to argue against this objectively true argument. And it's not objectively true in the sense that I 100% would have liked the movie if I watched it in color, because I obviously would have not. But the part that is most objectively true is the idea that since I didn't experience something in full, I can't comment on it. And this guy, this freaking debate team guy is just nailing me with this idea that I can't argue against about how since I didn't experience something to its fullest potential, I can't comment on the experience of it. And that was technically right. I should not have tried to argue against that. Because technically what he's saying is true. Since I didn't experience the movie in its full potential, you could say, then I can't make a comment on the movie as a whole. So my opinion is only good for talking about the movie in black and white. It's pretty much what he's saying. As if colors were even discussed frequently when referring to that movie anyway. But what he's saying there is technically true. Since I didn't experience the movie in the full way that it was meant to be, then I can't comment on the movie as a whole. That's technically true. And if you extend that logic even further, and I guess this is starting to make a lot of sense now when you look at the weeb community, you can't comment on any show unless you watch it in its native language. So if people watch a show that was dubbed, even if the dubbing was great, and they didn't like the show, they can't say anything about the show because they didn't watch it the way it was supposed to be watched, in its native language, because we all love reading subtitles the whole time. And I guess that makes sense because the anime community, I've heard they apparently have that tendency to just hate on people who watch dubbed. They're like, you are a sinner! You cannot watch that dubbed! How can you take away from the native language that it was made in? How could you possibly do this? I don't know, maybe because I couldn't care less about how it was made, and I'm trying to watch, not read. But anyway, the anime community is interesting. So yeah, that's starting to make sense, because a lot of people there would probably hate on everyone for watching something dubbed. So if they extend his logic, anyone who watches an anime dubbed in English or whatever other language, they can't comment on the anime at all. Their opinion is completely invalid because they didn't experience the anime in its full potential. And I guess that's a very appropriate thing to say for such an intolerant community. So, oh crap, I forgot I was infinite. So, yeah, what he was saying, it was technically true. If I were to be a movie critic, I should not comment on the movie having only seen it in black and white. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Because if I didn't see the movie the way that the people meant to put it out, even like a dubbing, that's at least like official people put out that dubbing. But if it's black and white, I'm deliberately taking that away myself. So I'm deliberately taking away an aspect. If it's dubbing, at least, like, some people intended you to watch it like that. But yes, if I were a movie critic, I should not make a review on the movie not having watched it the way that it was designed. I know it looks like I should be getting hit, but stop going in the corner. I know there's a way to manipulate this to move. Okay, there we go. If I were a movie critic, I should not put out a review on the movie not having seen it in color. Like, we can understand that. But if I'm talking to my friends about the movie, the fact that I did not see it in color does not mean that I should not be able to say anything about it. Because for the purposes of an informal conversation, we can assume reasonably that the movie being in color would not have a significant impact on whether or not I liked it. At least if it was for a basic movie like this, and not some movie where color is like the main thing about it. If you want to say that I can only speak if I have watched a movie in its fullest potential, then that's fair. I mean, no, that's a fair thing to say. It's not wrong if you want... Okay, well... How do I say it? It's not wrong for you to think that my opinion should only matter... Is it wrong? Well, for the purposes of having an informal discussion, we can assume that my enjoyability wasn't greatly impacted. If you only want to talk to me if I watched a movie to its fullest potential, then it's basically just saying, don't discuss the movie at all because you didn't watch it in its fullest potential. And I guess that would make sense, but that's basically just saying that I shouldn't say anything to them about the movie because I didn't watch it in Japanese and in color. So I guess that would make sense, since they wouldn't want to hear anything I had to say about it if it was negative. I wonder how they would have reacted had I said that I enjoyed the movie in black and white. Probably wouldn't say anything about my opinion then. But yes, if I'm just talking, it doesn't matter if I watch the movie in black and white or not. Because it's just having a discussion with people. It doesn't matter. Like, you can have the discussion under the pretense that my opinion is slightly less valid because I technically didn't watch the movie in its fullest potential, or how it was supposed to be watched. You can say that with it being technically true. So, for that reason, I shouldn't publish a review on it. But if I'm just talking, you can put aside the fact that I didn't watch the movie. You can make the assumption that, realistically, I probably wouldn't have had a drastically different opinion. Even if I would have, but you're basically just saying that I can't talk at all unless I can't talk to you at all about the movie unless I watched it in its maximum. But I guess that's what they wanted, pretty much. But anyway, yeah, I got owned in that because I'm pretty sure this guy, I'm pretty sure he's like never even lost a debate like with his wife. Like when he was born, he's never lost a debate in his life. He speaks only facts. He doesn't care what anyone thinks about it. He just speaks facts. Like he's blunt. And that's actually, I like that about him. That's good because most people, they just sugarcoat everything to no end. And they're like, come on, that's not true. He just says it to your face. And that's a good thing about him. Even though it'll end up hurting your feelings a lot. But he is speaking facts. You usually can't really argue against him. He's probably like never lost an argument in his life. So he owned me. He owned me in that argument. He was right. He was right. He was objectively right. That I couldn't make a comment. My opinion wouldn't have merit since I didn't experience the movie in color. So I made the mistake of trying to argue against it when I couldn't, because what he was saying, it came down to the fact that if you didn't experience something, you can't comment on it because you didn't experience it. I mean, you can comment on it, but you can't comment on it with like a reasonable degree of merit, or at least not as much merit as someone who had experienced it. So he was like, oh, and then he tries to roast me. Getting so close. And then he tries to roast me because I play tennis. So he's like, I could look at tennis, I could say that's such a crap sport. Well, he's also not wrong about that. No one was disputing that. He's like, I could look at tennis and say that's such a crap sport, but technically I can't say that because I never played it. And he's right that he can't he technically can't say it, like he can say it, but he also doesn't, he can say it, but he can't comment on it like validly because he doesn't actually know that since he didn't play it, like he can't speak from experience or anything. But yes, I made the mistake of trying to argue that I was able to speak about it even though I didn't watch it in full. Because I kept saying, but we all know that my opinion wasn't going to change if I watched it in color. And I shouldn't have said that because he phrased it very well actually. He was like, even if you can predict with 99% accuracy that your opinion wouldn't have changed, you technically can't say that because you didn't watch it yet. So I was actually, yeah, he's right. Even though it was highly likely that my opinion wouldn't have changed, and people would probably agree that if they didn't like something, several people would agree if they hated a movie in black and white, they still wouldn't like it in color. Even though they can predict that with a high degree of accuracy, they technically can't say that. So, I guess I was just being very stupid. I shouldn't have said that, like, I know. I don't remember exactly what I said, but if I did say that, I shouldn't have said, I know I'm not gonna like it because I technically can't say that. So yeah. I don't know. Come on. Okay, well. Oh, I pressed that. Yeah, so that was not a proud moment of mine. I was publicly owned in an argument. I made two mistakes. The first was arguing with a guy that never loses arguments, and the second was arguing a point that was technically wrong. Which one is worst mistake, you can decide. Either way, I still don't think I would have liked the movie. Either way, the movie's still trash. And now, I got nothing else to say, except that this boss battle is taking very long. I got close to beating Meta Knight. You could see that. I was like 1 or 2 hits away, but then he hit me. And okay, you know what? And then he hit me. So it's taking quite a while, and it's probably quite tedious for you to watch. I think what I'm gonna have to do is, since I don't really have anything else to talk about, you already saw that I was capable of beating the first 5 bosses with no damage. And since I've explained how my strategy for Meta Knight is based on luck, and you could see that I really just have to get lucky. I might just have to cut it. At least not keep showing all the boss fights. I might just have to cut it to the point where I finally beat Meta Knight with no damage, and then just show that and the rest of the bosses. But I don't want to submit a spliced version where it's in one time span I beat all the first 5, and then another one I beat the last few. So I'll probably just keep filming until I get it on my own, and then I'll just upload some commentary about it later. Thank you for not running towards me. Now I don't have anything to say, so I think what I'm going to do is just play this until I get past Meta Knight, and I'll start talking, and then maybe in the parts where I was silent, I'll just put some random commentary, or maybe move the commentary around. But it'll still be all together, me beating all the bosses in one go. And it should be apparent. Yes, I'm gonna focus now. Okay, well actually, an interesting thing about the moon, you should have seen it before. If you just stay crouching, he can't hit you. The only way he can hit you is if he like bounces off the wall and then lands on top of you, or just like jumps and lands right on top of you. Besides that, if you just stay crouched, he can't hit you. But yeah, I'm playing so bad right now. I'm just getting hit by like the first 3 bosses. The more you watch this, you're probably thinking, this guy sounds like the most annoying person to know in real life. You could not be more right. I take pity on the people that have to have me in their presence on even something such as a bi-monthly basis. Is what I would say if I knew what pity was. I'd get no sympathy from me. I'll stop talking eventually. I'm just playing sloppily right now. Messing up on easy bosses. the third boss is really annoying because he just ends up like cornering you. My computer didn't die. Oh. I think my computer would have died by now, but luckily I plugged it in and I just remembered. Hopefully it did not stop recording. I would be extremely disappointed, especially since I already lost some of my recording. That was like today, I think. It seems so long ago. Like I've been like sitting in the same spot for years now. But yes, I've been talking so long that I even ended up just exposing myself for trying to argue like an idiot. I didn't expect to be talking about that, but this is what happens when you sit here for so long. Don't watch a silent voice. It's terrible. No, it's only terrible if you watch it in black and white, my bad. Come on, man. Move back. Step back, bro. I have to, like, stop getting cornered by the sun. There we go. I'm moving in spots that's making it, like, it's letting it happen. As if you don't get cornered, like, it should be good. If you get stuck in between them, you're screwed. Oh my gosh, I was literally just thinking about how that could happen, and then it happened. I was thinking about about how it could happen, not how it couldn't. But it just happened right after. Like, as long as you don't get cornered, you should be good. Unless something stupid like that happens, and then... Yes, this happens, okay? If you ever wanted proof that I'm not a gamer, it's this video. Because I know I said in the last video, but I was playing like a god in that video. I like never played that well in Super Mario Bros. In my life. Like, honestly. But this is irrefutable proof that I am not a gamer. A gamer would never get hit on the first boss. Wispy Woods in a Kirby game. Like, how utterly pathetic do you have to be to stoop to that level and get hit by that? How bad can you possibly be? I just quoted the lore, almost. So yes, the trick in the third world boss fight is to not get stuck in between the sun and the moon. If you do that, you will perish. That is the only possible outcome in that scenario. You have to somehow move in a way where you kind of move, so then the sun will stop in the position that you're moving. I mean, the position that you were, but then you move away, so you're not there anymore and you're not stuck. But I just end up getting stuck! Oh, stop firing at him. I'm just slowly dying. Persistent, unending pain. You have to not get stuck. Don't get stuck. It's not good. Turn around, man. And as long as you don't get stuck, you should be good. If you don't get hit by some stupid star that was unfortunately positioned like I did before. let me just say, I did a lot of trashing of the weeb community just now. It's all in good fun. I don't apologize for multiple reasons. One of them being that they're weebs. The other being that no one's watching this video. And now I'm just paying the price and getting destroyed by easy bosses. The problem with this guy is that he starts doing that really annoying thing, where he does it more often when he loses his health. He starts moving back. He draws, and then he just runs toward you, and he doesn't give you any time to move away. So if you try to suck up his thing and spit it at him, he'll just run into you. And I always keep doing that because it takes way too long. And I have to keep waiting for him to not move. And he keeps going forward every time when he has like 3 or 2 hit points left. It's so annoying. I get almost depressed. And I'm trying to be... I have to be patient, but I've been sitting here for so long. It's probably been like 3 hours by now. I swear, if this is not recording, this is gonna be like... I'm just gonna like go cry. Come on, man. Oh wait, this isn't even gonna be the worst of it. Wait till... I wanted to record myself beating Champions Road. That's from Super Mario 3D World, because I've done that before, but that was like years ago. And... that would make for some good content, but I can't do that anymore. It's just so hard. Well, it's not that hard, but like, it's hard if you're not a gamer. And yes, I did it. I did do it with Isa's character. I did it with Peach, if you want to know. Probably because I'm not a gamer. I play an assortment of games. Okay, well no. I don't play an assortment of games. I have an extremely small assortment of games that I somewhat know how to play. But that I barely play unless I happen to be spending time with someone who actually wants to play them. Which, as you may have guessed, is not very often. But most of these games that I know how to play, I started learning how to play them when I was a gamer. Because I used to be a gamer, but I'm not a gamer anymore. I used to play games. That's how I know how to play a few games, and only a few. But now I don't play games anymore unless I'm with someone who actually wants to play them. Which is why I can't call myself a gamer. I swear, if you move... Don't. Come on. There we go. Over here. Just when I was gonna get hit by the beam, I was like a pixel away. Okay, we're finally doing something. We finally got past the first 3 easy bosses. I don't know how I beat this as a kid. I can't even... I'm like struggling now. And this guy's invincible at this point. I don't know why he wouldn't just stay that way. He literally made himself not invincible. He literally made himself not invincible at this point. Before that, when he was in his other state, he literally couldn't get hit. Why didn't he just stay like that? Yeah, closer. And there would be a game, you stupid idiot. He's not supposed to come onto me that fast when I'm just trying to high jump up to this arena space. You're supposed to let me get there. He keeps rushing me. And it's a good idea to save your high jump so you can use it as a projectile against heavy mole. By projectile, I mean the ability star itself. You can try beating this guy by using the actual high jump ability, but you're probably not going to have a fun time. And yes, I know those things give you hammer, but I was never much of a melee fighter, if you know what I mean. I'm more into the cheap, spam projectiles at the guy from far away ideology. And this is when it gets really annoying, like when he does this crap, where he just traps you and you have to keep moving. And you can get hit by the top of the screen, or you can get hit by the stupid, whatever you call it, arm thingies. And then he just keeps shooting at you, and you can't even suck it up because you can't land. And he just somehow goes fast, and just somehow extends it quicker than you expected. And what is that? Like, did you, like, that almost just put me in an inescapable trap. Sometimes it's like impossible to dodge it, and you have to get like so close. I'm like, dude, just let me finish the fight so I can get to Meta Knight. Lose again. Because stupid thing. Don't get crushed, don't get crushed. Oh my gosh, this is taking me. Die. Sometimes it just puts you in the most annoying position possible. I'm so old, you could hear that, right? Okay, come on. Honestly, sometimes I wonder, he might be better than in this game than he is in Brawl. That's death. I'm just swinging. Sometimes I didn't swing like every time. I did it like only when his back was turned or something. But I don't feel like waiting. I'm just swinging. And I don't even know if that's sure to work or not. Maybe so. Sometimes it doesn't even hit you. It just takes way too long. Sometimes it hits you. Sometimes it just takes too long. Maybe it takes longer to turn around. I don't know. I guess it's better to do it when his back is turned. Like there, he probably would have hit me if I went down. I just didn't go down. From that far away, surely he can't hit me, right? Yes, he can, of course. Move at the speed of freaking light. I remember this one time in like middle school, playing like Run 2. Or maybe it's 3. But yeah, those games are like legendary. And I was just failing this level over and over. And this guy was watching me. And then every time I restarted it, he was like, "This is the one." And just said it like every time I started. Every time I restarted the level. "This is the one. This is the one." That's really fun. He goes to Harvard now. Right, he needs like one more hit, right? Oh gosh. Now I'm starting to think that I should have practiced DDD. Because this guy's... I get past this and then DDD is just gonna screw me up because I don't remember how to fight him at all. Oh. And now I'm never gonna get to this stage again. Why? Oh, come on. Sometimes I swear he just does these like undodgeable attacks. Okay, I think it was just like fly over. And then I would always just pray he doesn't do the jumping hammer swing. Because if he does, if I just fly over him, I can't avoid it. Please don't do it, I'm begging you. And you have to wait for him to finish swinging or else his hammer will block the star. Please don't do the jumping hammer swing, please. I hate when he gets this close. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Come on. Just leave me alone, man. It's okay, bro. You can have the star roll, bro. You can have it. Just chill. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter. I have to get obscenely lucky to not get hit on the next boss because of the stupid star attack. I don't know how to dodge. I seriously do not know how to dodge. Like, he just shoots it, and it hits, like, no matter where you go, the stars hit you. You have to be, like, in the exact center of the screen and just be lucky and hope that it doesn't hit you. I don't know how to, like, position that correctly. It literally just, if I'm lucky or not, it hits me. Don't. Stay away. You gotta admire this guy's dedication. He apparently learned how to fly because he saw Kirby doing it. Okay. I'm happy I made it this far, but now I'm about to be very, very angry. You're gonna see what attack I mean that I literally do not know how to dodge. There's two variations of it. The first one is pretty easy to dodge. All you have to do is be in the middle. This one. If you stand here, he can't hit you. But in the second part of the fight, he does the same thing, but the stars like swerve around. And I don't know how else you were supposed to dodge it other than being in like the exact middle of the screen. I really don't. And it's like impossible to go through him without doing that without him doing that attack at least once. And now I can barely even see the things because of stupid texture glitch. I can like this, like it's like that. It swerved. I got lucky. He has to die now. He has to die. Die. Like, if you did that again, I would have 100% gotten hit by it. I don't know how else you're supposed to dodge that other than to be in the exact center. Honestly, if I don't get it here, I might just quit. And I'm not confident. I'm not confident at all. Like, this guy has been screwing with me. I got hit like so many times when you saw me do it before. You know, it's not really that hard to dodge, but then I just get hit by it sometimes. Like, I don't know how to dodge that one attack when he does the one he just did before that. I just got lucky. Yeah, that one. I guess you just have to be like right under. Not directly under, like slightly left or right. Oh crap. I went on the wrong side. I literally didn't know what to do at all. I was like, I'm just gonna hope I don't get hit. Okay, yeah, it's not that hard to dodge. Just like go like slightly to the left of the middle of them, or right, whatever. Do that, yes please. Yes sir, come on. Yes, sir. Come on, one more, one more. Keys. Woo! Okay, that was easier than expected. That only took, like, a few tries. I expected that to take way longer, honestly. I guess it's really not that hard. You just have to, like, get lucky. I got really lucky that time, actually. Because the things I don't know how to dodge, it's like, it just didn't really... I just rely on luck. I just got lucky. This just didn't really happen to me. But, can I skip this? No, I can't. What the heck? I'm gonna play the credits again. I'm gonna skip this and keep going to World 6. I'll do a save state now, I guess. Actually, I don't know if I want to lose all my progress. Very happy with my performance today. I am happy with the way I fought, and the way I tried to find solutions. Looking forward to the next challenge. Okay, let's make a save state like right on the block. Let's pray that we don't lose all our progress. Press it once, this happens. Press it again. That happened. Press it again. Pressing it again is doing nothing. This is a somewhat interesting result. It's 8:59. It's not 8:59. If I press it and then press start, it just resets. It's really boring when it just resets. It does that like every time. If I press it now and then press start, it just pauses. Because it doesn't always register on the first time. I don't know if you can hear that. It's like a really glitchy pause music. No. Like a one note sound repeating. I don't know how this guy. What happens if I just spam it? Resets. Spam it again. Whatever that is. One time I got like, the most interesting result I ever got was like, it entered me into this like, it was like a new level pretty much. And it didn't seem like a level like anywhere in the game. Like I could move, but everything was like really dark. So I couldn't even like, I could barely tell where Kirby was. It didn't even look like actual Kirby, but he was still moving like he would be. But it was like this really dark, weird level that isn't a normal level in the game. And I forgot how it ended. But yeah, I mean, once you do this a few times, there's not really... This is glitch music. I don't know if you can hear it. Once you do it a few times, not much else you can do unless you're like good at timing. And you can go to the credits or something. It'll mostly just reset or freeze in some way. That's pretty much it. And it'll mess up the graphics. I kind of want to get to like credits or at least warp to some place in the game. Because these results are boring. It was almost slightly more interesting. Seems like when I press start, it just resets. interesting is gonna happen. You don't know, like, what's gonna happen. I think this clock on the Wii U is wrong. It's not 8:59. That was almost interesting, and then it just went to a black screen. Come on, man. I think I've made enough content for today. I just want to get something interesting, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Alright, 5 more times by only pressing B. And then 5 more times by pressing B and start. That was the first time. Second. Third time. Fourth time. And fifth time. Nothing very interesting. Now for pressing B and start. Trial 1. There we go. That's what I wanted all along. Something interesting. There, that's the alternate credits. See, he gets hit. He's not supposed to get hit. You could see in the credits I was playing before, he wasn't getting hit. He was just completely owning the bosses. Oh, maybe that's just in the first. Yeah, it looks like that's only against Wispy Woods, so I don't know if that was intended or it's just like a glitch or something. But you could see there, it clearly happened. Like, he got hit in the credits that were shown before. He didn't get hit. You just kept owning him with whatever. What was he using again? Throw or backdrop or whatever. Throw. But yeah, he got hit in that one. Now the rest of it's the same, except the sprites, the tiles are all like already glitched from doing the glitch before. This doesn't really look as glitched. And the Orange Ocean music is still playing. So that's one thing that can happen. You can warp each of the credits. It happens when you press start sometimes. That's a more interesting result. And then that's it. You start the game again. It's just glitched tiles. That was like, what, like the first or second time? Just say that was the first time. Okay, the final trial. What an appropriate end. Thank you everyone for watching. Goodbye.